I quit a 6-figure job with, a new baby boy at home with my wife, and I was like, if I don't if I don't make this happen, it's going to put our family in a bad spot. So I was like, whatever the cost was for 50 at the time with Kaboom, I was like, that's what I'm comfortable doing. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to absolutely drill those leads like all day, every day, call the heck out of them.
Mm.
And I just started seeing success with that number.
What is up? Welcome back to the CA Power Player Podcast. I'm your host, Cody Askins. Oh my gosh, dude. Like I say this every time, but man, dude, you are about to be so excited that you are watching and a part of this podcast and listening to this. Here's why, before I jump to our guest, okay? He's done over $340,000 this year. It's at the time of recording, we're what, August the 28th? He just started in January. He's only been doing it this year. First year, telesales, final expense life insurance, all over the phone, 300,000 of that with Caboom Leads, by the way. Selfless plug. Appreciate that for him for that. And if at any point during this, because we're going to talk through like taking, working leads, how he's working leads, what he's saying, what his script, how he's seeing success. If at any point during this, you would like to hear live dials of Clark actually making calls and hearing both sides of the call, he's on Ultimate Agent Season 3, and we are putting a bunch of those live calls inside of CA Studios. So you can go to castudios.tv to learn more and hear more about what he is doing. And so please welcome, I think for the first time ever, which is crazy, he's been freaking blowing up, Mr. Clark Stanley.
Thank you, man. Happy to be here. Appreciate you.
Thank you, dude. You are just such a good dude. But you said a second ago that like you were questioning whether you would find. You did not, like when you said 340K earlier, 300 on Kaboom, like you were like, it's weird to say it because you didn't expect it.
Correct. Yeah. Well, thank you for that, man. You are, you know how I feel about you. You're a great guy as well. But no, I did not. I have sales experience in the back, in my background, but not, this is a different sale, man. A hard close in 45 minutes to an hour. That's a different ball game. So,
Yep.
and no prior insurance knowledge other than like I have car insurance. So,
Yep. Youth pastor experience though,
youth pastor and some sales. That's about all I had. Yeah.
Which one's helping you more for this?
Youth pastor for sure.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Somebody pointed this out to me, and it was Brian Jackson.
Okay, I don't know if it was Brian or Chris or somebody. Yeah.
Brian said this, and it blew my mind. And I was like, I don't know why I hadn't picked up on this. I mean, obviously, I am growing a lot in my sales ability now that I'm in this space, and I'm trying to read and listen and do everything I can to your kind of content and Life Insurance Academy, everything.
Yep.
But Brian pointed out to me that people who either grew up in like a ministry environment, my dad was a pastor as well, and then or worked in a ministry environment, like they're very attuned to people emotionally because like that environment invites that kind of thing, and kind of cultivates that in your personality, in your person. So I have seen more and more, I'm like, because some people are like, what's the secret sauce? And I'm like, I mean, I work really hard, obviously, but some of it does feel like just a natural gifting, which I'm fortunate to be able to say. But yeah, I think it's when I'm getting into the stakes of the conversation and trying to identify and raise those, and I'm balancing this empathy, bringing in my authority piece, all of that.
Yep.
I think that environment has helped a lot because ministry is listening to people and meeting them where they're at, and then kind of,
Amen.
Yeah, working on their turf. So
yeah, and it's working clearly. Let's start from the beginning. So like if an agent is like, hey, I don't know what to do with leads. What have you like? You've been purchasing Caboom Leads all year. Why do you end up on a weekly subscription of leads when a lot of agents don't do that?
It's the gas for the vehicle. Like you're going to run out of gas. You can't, if you're not fueling your business, you cannot keep calling the same leads that aren't picking up, age leads, all this stuff.
True.
We're working on warm market. That's fine, but it's up and down, right? So there's just, you need to have constant fuel in the tank.
How much?
And I've done 50 a week since I started.
Yep.
And that felt, that was half of what my mentors were. So they were saying a full-time person needs 100. If that tells you anything, that was not evidence of my lack of commitment. It was more evidence of my lack of confidence in my ability. And I was like, I quit a 6-figure job with, a new baby boy at home with my wife. And I was like, if I don't, if I don't make this happen, it's going to put our family in a bad spot. So I was like, whatever the cost was for 50 at the time with Caboom, I was like, that's what I'm comfortable doing. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to absolutely drill those leads like all day, every day, call the heck out of them.
Mm.
And I just started seeing success with that number. And obviously, future weeks come up, and then I'm still calling prior weeks of ones I didn't get a hold of. So I got into a real rhythm with my dialing, and I felt like I got a snowball rolling a little bit. And but the 50 was good. I bumped it up to 75 um, for like 3 or 4 weeks, and a lot of this, a lot of my answers are going to tell. I'm going to tell on myself about how new I am to the industry. Just so if you're an expert listening, I'm sorry, but um, I bumped it up to 75 because I was like, man, if I'm making this much on 50, I was like averaging like 10 to 14,000 ish or 12 to 15 in that range a week AP
Wow.
on 50. So I was like, what am I going to do on 75? Like, just the math would math great for me. And I bumped it up, and I didn't see a huge uptick in my profitability because I didn't feel like I was adequately working the extra 25 enough, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I talked to Elvir Bazdarovich, if you know Elvir.
I love Elvira.
Love Elvir to death. And he was like, brother, he was like, you got to give it more than 3 weeks to see that return on your investment. Like, it's like a 2-3 month down the road, you'll really start to see that change. At that time, I had bumped it back down to 50 though, and so I do need more. I know that, but now building a team, I've kind of kept it. I'm just going to keep it where I'm at for now because I don't want to waste leads and have them sit there. So
Yeah. Well, and it's working. I mean, you just said you're writing. I think you told me one time, correct me if I'm wrong, that like your goal is 10K a week, but that your standard, if you will, was like you don't want to write less than $7,500 in a week.
correct. Yeah, I just backwards engineered the math for bills and my responsibilities at home, and was like, if I can write, because 7,500 a week is 30 in a month,
Yep.
and with chargebacks and whatever business not sticking and lead spend, we can live on that. Like, we're not in desperation mode at that point. So
Yeah.
yeah, I try to write 1,500 a day AP minimum. I don't stop if I hit that, obviously, but
Mm-hmm.
I can't, I can at least hang my hat on the day. If it's 6 p.m. and I got stuff to do, I can be like, all right, well, I'm at 1,600. I can be done. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Solid day overall too. Okay. So
yeah.
when you get a Kaboom final expense lead in,
hmm
what do you do next?
Immediately immediately triple dial them. And then sometimes I'll text them. Honestly, that part, the texting piece, I didn't have automation when I started. I was calling from the Kaboom spreadsheet
Mm.
on my cell phone the first like month. So it
Wow.
was not
No
not a
way.
sexy not a sexy setup. No. Yeah.
But
And it was
you were
down to,
working and it worked.
yeah, and you see I'm in an unfinished basement. I was in this basement calling on a cell phone on my laptop from a spreadsheet being like, please, for the love of God, pick up Betty, So
Wow.
um so I just started implementing more like automation and like texting and all of that stuff to my market. But yeah, I will triple dial them the second it comes through. And then I'll start working back through my older leads that I haven't gotten a hold of. But yeah, my daily like dial rhythm I got from the Life Insurance Academy guys, and it was just, you dial 1 through 20, you triple dial 1 through 20,
Mm.
and then instead of going 21 to 40, you go back to 1 and go 1 through 20 again,
Mm.
and triple dial them again. So if none of those first 20 pick up, you're triple down that first number one again 15 minutes later. Maybe 2 of those pick up, you have a presentation, it's 40 minutes to an hour later. sometimes 2 hours later, but you're back 21 or 20 to 1 to 20, and then I'll move on 21 to 40 and so on.
After
Do the
three
same thing.
three rounds?
Two rounds. I'll do 2
2
rounds.
rounds.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
And then you bumped it. Then you jumped. So it's 1 to 20, lead 1, lead 2, but you're triple dialing each one, go all the way
Mhm.
through. Then you go back through 1 through 20 for those you didn't get a hold of. You're triple dialing those again.
Mhm.
And then, so you're getting, if they don't answer, you're getting 6 calls out to them within a couple hour period for sure.
Max, yeah. Couple hour period max, yeah.
And then you're jumping to 21 to 40. How soon do you call a lead once it comes in?
The minute I see it come in. If I'm not in the middle of a call, I'm calling immediately.
And what type of notifications, for those that don't know Kaboom and how it works, what type of notifications do you have set up or that you're seeing so that you know?
I just get it. I get an email and a text. I'm on my computer. I see the text ding. It's from Kaboom. Got it. If I'm not mid call, yeah, I'm jumping to my CRM and calling them.
That's awesome. You told me at one point during the Ultimate Agent competition, which by the way,
Mhm.
the show's gonna be coming out soon. I think Clark wrote somewhere probably around 20-ish. Is that fair?
It was like 21.5, 22, something like that.
Yeah. Like,
My goal was, because you brought on last year's winner, and he told me what he wrote. So I was like, if I beat last year's winner, I'll be cool.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
20,
That was
yeah, 21.
I don't know that I beat him, to be fair, but I was in that range. I was in that range. So
You guys will have to tune in and find out soon. 21.5, 22K in 5 days, by the way. It's pretty strong. You told me when you were here, you said, hey, when I get an email, if I call it within like the minute I get it, I reach like 80% the first time. Is that?
I don't remember saying 80. I mean, it's a lot
It
higher.
seems
It's noticeable. It's
crazy
for sure.
though. Like obviously, yeah, calling it quick when it comes in helps increase. Yeah, because I thought that
Yes.
number was extreme as well. But
Yeah, I don't. If I
you
said
were on a
80, I
lot of
might have been.
caffeine. You were on a lot of caffeine.
I was gonna say that might have been after a few cups of coffee, Cody. But 80's pretty high, but it's a much better pickup rate.
Sure.
For sure.
What would
Within
you
those
say the
first
actual
few minutes.
like I maybe make I don't remember specifics, but also too, he's bragging on how awesome our coffee machine is here. So
Listen, the CA coffee machine does not play.
I'm going to interrupt the podcast to tell you about our Kaboom leads that are literally blowing up. If you would love to never get disconnected numbers or wrong numbers ever again, then you will love our leads at Kaboom Leads. All of our lead types, we text the prospect a 6-digit security code. They go back in the funnel and put that in to verify that it is a real accurate cell phone number, and they've responded to a text message. We do this for all of our lead types. If you haven't tried Kaboom Leads, you can use coupon code podcast to get 10% off of your very first order at kaboomleads.com. Back to the show. What would you think? What do you think it is like when you call? Okay, let's just do this. So when you get 50 leads, how many of those? You've told me some of this before, but how many of those leads are you reaching like within the first week, and then how many are you reaching like the second week, and like what some of those numbers look like?
Yeah. The first week, I feel like by the end of that week, I could have had a touch with 25 to 30 of those 50 over the course of maybe we'll cap it at a month. I think I can get that from like 25 30 to like 35 40. And then there's probably those remaining ones that I don't ever treat them dead in the water. I just might they just keep moving down on my list, and I'll call them, and maybe it's an off day and I'm like, I'm going to call people from March, and sure enough, they pick up and they're ready to go. I've had that happen plenty of times. So
Crazy.
it's still viable, but obviously you have new ones coming in. You want to focus on the freshest leads. So.
Also, you said you throw them to, sometimes you'll throw them to your guys as well.
Yeah.
On your team,
Yep.
which is nice. That's cool.
Yep.
That makes sense. So you're reaching, I don't know, let's call it 50, 60% ish first week. And then eventually you're going to reach 75 or 80% over the first month for several weeks. That seems fair. Okay.
Yeah.
And then like, let's just say off of 50 leads, what do you think? So off of 50 leads, what do you typically average sales and premium wise? And what for you, maybe when you first started, what you do now, and what you think a new agent should be able to do once they learn what they're doing?
Oh, that's a tough question. I don't want to offend anyone. My average on 50, I'll do between 8 to 12 apps, and then No, it's probably higher than that. It's probably like 10 to 14, 15 apps on those.
Wow.
Um, and and then now again, I would say, I'm sorry, I should probably clarify. Of the new ones, yeah, 8 to 10.
Sure, sure, sure.
Sure. And then I'm getting a few from trickle in from the last few weeks that I'm getting a hold of, or appointments I'd set or whatever. So but total for that week, yeah. And then again on that 50, I was averaging um yeah, I would let's put an average at like 10 to 12. I would say that's probably a
Okay.
safe
That's
range.
over time. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fair. And then what about a new agent?
A new agent, brand new, never sold. I think that if you are highly coachable and you're willing to just come in and hit the ground running, you can be doing 20K a month.
Mm.
I really think that. We have guys, we had 6 new people start the last week. All 6 have written an app
Let's go.
in their first week and a half. So, and that's evident. That's zero backpatting on my end. That's evidence of them being willing to come in and hit the ground running at work and run the play, right? So, yeah, if you can do that, I think you can be hitting 5K a week. If you have fresh fuel for the tank, right? If you have
Yeah.
leads coming in and you're asking questions, you're recording yourself, you have a good mentor with you going, hey, got someone. I literally this morning, an agent got someone on. He pinged us. I jumped in a breakout room with him on Zoom and listened to him live and was, you can type in the chat, hey, ask her this. Oh, you know,
Mm,
hey, focus on this. She mentioned her mother passing. Ask more about that. Whatever. So
yep.
you have the right system and right environment to grow in and learn in, and you're fueling the fire. I think it's a fair thing to shoot for is 20K a month.
Yeah. Amen. Also, is your coaching style, is it more like, Bill Belichick, Coach K, Phil Jackson, Jimmy Johnson from the Cowboys back in the day? Like, what do you think?
I'm an IU fan, so I'm going to say Bobby Knight, but
Okay.
no, I'm not
Ah,
I'm not choking anybody or throwing chairs. I want to think
crap.
I'm
We,
I know I
can
want to
we
think
live
I'm
stream? Can we live stream from your basement throughout the day just for fun?
yeah. Yeah, I don't have the mouth that I don't have the mouth on me that Bobby did either, but
No,
um
you don't.
no, but no, I don't know what my coaching style is, man. I really I get really passionate and I get a little too I can get a little too tangential. I'll start ranting a little bit.
I was like, what does
I
that
start
mean? I'm from Arkansas, bro. You got to doubt.
I'll go on tangents. I'll start rambling a little bit.
Got it.
When I'm talking about something I love and I really love, that I've found that this is something I genuinely love and enjoy. And we're getting to the meat and potatoes and twisting dials and knobs for new agents. And hey, if you bring your tone down here and say it this way and replace this
Mm,
word here, watch what happens. And so when I get in the pocket a little bit with an agent coaching, I'm like, I love it. So they probably are like,
great.
hey, shut up. But
Dude, I love it. What's some tips? Like a lot of agents, here's what I see. A lot of agents, they try the smallest batch of leads. They
hmm
don't work them quickly. They don't have a script or a system to follow. They
hmm
definitely don't touch them near as much as you do. Um, they don't have enough prospects come in, talk to every week. Like, what do you know?
yeah.
What are some tips? What are some do's and don'ts?
So yeah. Well, shout out John Wetmore. He said something at 8% that I have held with me.
Mm,
He said it on stage. He said that people limp in with leads and expect all the coaching and training up front before they even have anything to like call, right? They want all the answers before they're even putting in reps.
yep.
And that's a huge trend I see, not just in new people we bring on, but thankfully after hearing that, I've tried to set the expectation. I will say I need you to like clear expectation. I need you to come in and be ready to like we need to get leads rolling. Like you need to be comfortable doing that. That's going to be a part of your week and month. So
Mm,
um, yeah, man. I again, there's no there. I don't think there's a magic script. I think if you're um, hitting key points in the call, like building that trust and discovering and uncovering the pain points, identifying and raising the stakes, um, and looking for. I'm gonna just keep name dropping, shouting out people I love, but Dana Neeson says look for roadblocks. You're
yep.
looking for roadblocks to call out was talking to an agent about this yesterday.
Mm,
I don't want to hope they don't bring up the objection. If I hear a potential objection, I'm going to dig all the way into it and almost pull the sale back from them
amen.
and make them like defend their position, right?
Good.
My daughter could pay for it probably. I don't think it would be a strain. Oh, all right. Well, Betty, honestly, I'm not even sure you need this then. Why not just let her pay for it? And then let her tell me why she doesn't want, like, defend your position, right? Not get all the way, give her the quotes. She got what she wanted, and now she's gonna be like, you know what? I want to talk to my daughter. She may want to pay for this. I'm not even sure if she wants me to get that.
Mm,
Like that happens when you don't address that up front head on. So
yes.
um, looking for roadblocks along the way, and then present the options in a way that um, I like to remove any possibility of them sitting at the end of the call being like, well, Clark's nice and he seems knowledgeable, but who else is out there, and is there something cheaper? I hate that.
Yeah.
And I could feel them feeling that sometimes early in my process. So I started just explaining to them what it is I do as a broker or an
Mm,
underwriter. Hey, you could call into XYZ company, but you're only going to get XYZ products and prices. What I can do is I can pull up pretty much any carrier you've heard of here, and you and I are going to look at that together and see which one's actually the cheapest for you
yeah.
to get this taken care of for your daughter Brittany or whatever. Um, so tips, yeah, I would. I don't. Is that how you ask? Just tips for new
Yeah, yeah.
agents?
Well,
Is that what
that was great. Also, what would you say for like what is your, a lot of people struggle, I feel like, in the first 60 seconds of a call, you know?
Mhm.
What
Yes.
what do you say when you call a lead
Yeah.
and they answer?
It's so funny. I've been asked this like 4 times the last week. I just did it on a different team training earlier last week. But I'm very big on, like, I'm an impatient guy,
Mhm.
so I sell to people the way I want to be sold to. Even if I filled out a form and asked for information, I asked for a quote on our fence in our backyard, and I blew that guy off for a month. This is before I was in this space. I would probably be a little nicer now,
Did he keep
but
following up? Did he keep following up?
he did. He was persistent, and guess what? I have a fence now.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
evidence. But um, if he called me and was like beating around the bush and sending me doing all this stuff and explaining what fences are, I'd be like, buddy, what's it, I get the inclination for our clients to be like, what's it going to cost? So I
Yep.
try to sell to people like I want to be sold to. So I just get very quickly into it.
Yep.
Hey, Cody, how's it been? Good. Who is this? It's Clark. I'm a state underwriter here in your area. I was getting back to you. You put a request in for information on blah blah blah. It looks like you're in Dallas. Is that right? Yes. Okay, Cody. Well, tell me a little bit, sir. Like what has you looking into this today? Just nothing in place at the moment, or have you experienced a loss recently that has you thinking through this sort of thing, or
Mm,
what's going on there? And I'm immediately in, and they're talking about themselves, and they're kind of sharing, well, nothing in play, or well, I have something, but, and we're kind of getting to the meat and potatoes. But yeah, I try to win those. I break up the call mentally into like portions. I'm like trying to win the first 30 to 60 seconds. I'm trying to win the next 120 seconds. I'm trying to win the next 10 minutes.
mm,
Like I'm not, if you start the call with the fear of losing the app already, you're not focusing on the part of the call you're in now, and you're going to fumble and not be your best in that moment.
yeah.
Does that make sense? Like when the sale's on the pedestal over here and you're just like, "Oh crud, I can't let him off the phone. Oh my gosh, I'm going to lose this one." Because you're already thinking about maybe closing them in 30, 40 minutes,
Correct.
then you're not doing what you need to be doing in that moment, which is responding and being attuned to what they're saying and looking for buying cues or red flags and all of that. So,
Yeah.
um, I try to be very locked in where I'm at and listen for all that. So I'm trying to win those first 30 to 60 seconds, and then that next 2 or so minutes, and then we're transitioning to like the identify the stakes, raise the stakes.
Mm,
Who is this for? What does it look like if you don't have it? And make them feel that gap. And then I don't move on until they have verbalized the gap, right? Like sell it. Like what is it? Zach McElwain says all the time, like selling isn't telling. I
mm-mm.
I hear a lot of new agents think they're being slick and reiterate or translate what they think the client's saying. So it sounds to me, Cody, family's really important to you. You just don't want to leave this burden to them and blah 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 blah. Make them say all that.
Mm,
Don't fill in the gap. Like, don't fill in the blank for them.
it's good.
I want them to say out loud, well, uh, uh, yeah, I just don't know. I just don't want to leave that burden. I learned this from Edward Pritchett on Ultimate Agent, by the way. Just repeat the emotional word back. Burden? And then just shut up.
That's good.
Well, yeah, I just don't, she's a single mom and this and that and then just hit him with a mm, and just sit in silence and let them keep talking because they'll be uncomfortable. And then, well, yeah, man, you sound like a wonderful mother. Can you tell me, like, just parent to parent, why is that important to you?
Mm,
Like, I talk to like 100 families a week. Why is that important to you?
gosh, that's good.
Like, why is that important to you? Tell me more about that. A well-placed listening for that emotionally charged word. And now they're telling you, they're selling themselves, right?
That's
So
right.
now by the time we get to the options, the quotes, whatever, it's not if I want to do this. It's, man, I really identified the pain. And then Clark immediately set the table on how he can fix this pain. And here's what we're going to look at. And now it's not if I want to do it, it's which one am I going to do now?
Yeah. Gosh, that's so good. It's agents love to talk, love to hear themselves talk.
As evidenced by me, because I just told you I'll get tangential there.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was really, really good. Like, but you're able to control your brain. Like, that's kind of what I call it. Like, you're controlling your brain throughout this process. A lot of people don't do that well,
Mm,
or do they buy? They try 20 Kaboom leads with no script and no
mm.
urgency, and they don't know what they don't frankly have any good training, and they just talk a lot, and then people don't buy, and then it's Cody's fault, right? Well,
Right, right.
Clark is proving to you today that when you have leads every week and you have the right systems in place, you can make a bunch of money. I mean, I guarantee you that. You've probably 10x'd in what you've earned in compared to what you've spent on Kaboom, based on some of the math
Oh, oh yeah, yeah.
ish.
Close. I mean, ish. Yeah, yeah. That's not a crazy thing to say at all. Yeah. I mean, yeah, man. When you mentioned earlier that's what I wanted to touch on. You mentioned like they limp in with lead, they get a batch of 20,
Oh,
and it's not even recurring. It's just 20. Let me give these a run, and they don't necessarily work them hard enough. They're maybe calling them a few times a day. They don't want to pester them. They'll text them later. Um, and I'm like, what are you doing with the rest of your day? You have 20 leads? What 20 leads takes me 15 minutes if nobody answers. Like,
yeah,
you're done by 9:20. You're gonna call me here in a second and look at Instagram. What's going on? So yeah, this is a great industry for people who are like want to work, but like
yeah.
work doesn't feel sexy all the time. So
No, it don't, man. No, it don't.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if gosh, I had something come to me that I was just about to share too. That like like as an example, yeah. So you mentioned pricing earlier, like on our leads, like our they used to be like 20, retail was 25 to $29. 50
Mhm.
leads a week was like 21 to 23, I think. Well,
Mhm.
now it's as you've seen, it's 20 per lead for four. But if you're on a 12-week subscription, it's actually only $18 a lead, right?
Yeah,
Now
it's 900 for 50. It's amazing.
it's crazy. Like it's way less than it
Yeah.
used to be. Yeah. And
Yeah.
and nothing's changed. We just, want to incentivize
Also
people to be on subscriptions.
also just shout out. I've been flirting with looking at more vet leads, and I looked at your vet lead subscription price and I was like, dude, why is everyone not doing this? That's not even a shameless plug. I'll plug for Cody. That
Thanks,
if
bro.
you work with vet leads, look at Kaboom vet leads because that you're not going to find them priced like that anywhere
It's
else.
insane. Like I told our team, I'm like, I'm surprised we haven't been drowned in vet lead orders yet. Yeah.
I think I'm going
Yeah.
to place a smaller one with vet, and then maybe reduce my weekly FEX by like 10 or something.
Cool. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
actually I'm intrigued to see how that goes for you. Yeah, because a lot of vet leads are definitely more expensive than ours. Yeah, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
we've got it pretty dialed in. I feel really good about our vet leads. What would you say? What would you say um, in closing to help an agent? I do have three other questions for you that I want to ask you for our members of studios in just a second. But man, to
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
encourage an agent that's struggling, broke, and needs to make money fast.
Yeah. Um, Oh man, that's a great question. If you are struggling, broke, and you need to make money fast, as scary as it sounds, like it doesn't seem ideal to be operating from a place with your back against the wall, but I really believe like you are your own worst enemy in that spot. Like it is. I'm not saying your circumstances in your life are not real. It's not in your head. Those can be real, but your narrative and how you respond to those circumstances are in your head.
Mm,
And like life is what is I don't remember the quote exactly, but life is not what happens to you. Life is how you respond to what happens to you.
yeah.
And I getting into this industry, as much as I wanted to do it to change my family's life and my son's life, I had a narrative I had run with in my head for a long time that I'm not a finisher. I start projects and don't complete them well. Maybe I'm a little lazy when things get tough. And that's because I had a stack of evidence that would support that. And I kind of let this self-fulfilling prophecy happen where like something would get hard, I would maybe shy away,
Mm,
which would then inform my brain, see, you're doing it again, buddy. And it just, and so I got into this as much as it was to like help my family. It was to like, no, I don't want my son to see me the way I think about myself privately as it relates to work and my goals and things. Um, and I wanted to give him an example that I would be proud to give him. So, I mean, I put reminders all over the place. When I started calling, I called like my life depended on it. Those people, I got marked as spam on my cell phone like by like day 3. I had probably made I don't even know how many. Then I had to add a Google Voice number, and I was calling from a Google Voice app because I didn't have a dialer yet. And then I signed up for Ring Central, and I was doing all this crap just to get dials out. Because and on 50 leads, and then 200 or some that I had from a few months prior.
hmm
200 age leads and 50 fresh, and I was just blowing them out, like just blowing them up. So um, I guess my encouragement to you would be like, um, um, work, ask yourself what you want from this life, from your professional goals, your career, your personal life. Ask yourself what you want, and then ask yourself if you looked at somebody else's habits for a day, would you bet on that person to have that life you want?
Mm,
And if you were to spy if I were to look at your habits for a day, would I bet on you to be at the place you wanted to be in 2, 3, 5 years?
yeah.
And if not, then you know where the issue lies, and you know where to start working. And then the question is, will you do it? Right. So
Yeah.
um,
Mm,
that would be my encouragement. And but I would say that as a gentler pat on the butt here, get in the right community. If you're not in the right community, you're going to be isolated and fail out at some
yeah.
time. You might have success early. You will drown quickly, and if you're isolated. So
Amen. Yeah. Also to echo what you're saying, man, you call it habits. Your rituals do determine your standards, and then your standards determine your identity and who you are. And if you know, Clark is right, man. You start doing the things you need to do every day that make you better. You raise your standards. You start to believe more. You gain confidence, and your identity is who you think you are, and who you think you are really matters a lot when you're doing this kind of business. Matters a ton.
it's all between here. Yep.
Totally. It's the inner game.
Yep.
Dude, unbelievable freaking interview. Phenomenal content. I absolutely love Clark Stanley. I'm a huge fan. I appreciate you being so supportive of what we do. An incredible
Thank you,
human
man.
being. If you're ever looking for anybody that can help you or coach you or whatever, I'm telling you, this guy is freaking top notch, world class. I could literally give this guy all the logins to all my bank accounts, and I would have no worries whatsoever. Like dead serious. It's extreme.
No, thank you, man.
Dead serious.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Thank
I
you,
do
man.
have 3 other questions for you. I want to ask those in a second
Hmm.
off of YouTube for our CA Studios members. And so thank you for being on today. You're amazing.
For sure. Thank you, man. Can I plug if you do want to reach out?
Please,
Can I plug
please,
that real quick?
please.
If you do want to reach out, my agency I run with some brothers of mine, the Anchor Point Group on Instagram. My email is clark@theanchorpointgroup.com. But would love to, and I'm at Clark Stanley _ on Instagram as well. So any of those, reach out, chat. Would love to hear from you and help any way I can.
I love it. Thank you for doing that and being
For sure,
on.
brother.
Also, appreciate you guys for hanging out. What an amazing freaking interview. If you love this, you're like, oh my gosh, dude, give me a your favorite emoji in the chat. If you're like, dude, this was amazing, or just type amazing in comments below. If you want to continue to get behind the scenes content, some of the live calls that Clark did on the show, you can go to, or to see some of the questions I'm about to ask him, you can go to castudios.tv. It costs like a Starbucks a month. It's like a Amazon Prime subscription. It's our training and streaming platform for agents. So go to castudios.tv. If you ever need leads and you want to talk to our team, go to info.caboomleads.com with a C, by the way, C-A boom, info.caboomleads.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next one. Kaboom.